Hi, this is Eric again. We're back. Now we're going to go into the iCloud settings. What we're going to do is go into the settings app, and then we're going to go down to iCloud. From here, you can just click on this tab and you can see the information. If you press edit in the top right, this allows you to change your name and or change your photo. When you're done, just go ahead and press done. Here you can change your contact information. This is email addresses that have been verified. And if you want, you can add another email address. Then right here is your address. You can change your address if you want. And then right here are news and announcements. I have them turned off, but if you have them turned on like that, you can get Apple News or iTunes News and offers. And then right here, you can go into the password and security settings. I have two-step verification turned on here, but this is a choice of mine. You do not have to do that, and I will provide some more information in another video. You can just look for that on the class. If you click change password, this is what you get when you get two-step verification. Rather than the old password and the new password, this is what you have to do. And I'll go over this a little bit more in depth when we're actually doing it. But basically, you just choose your device and it will send a code. And then from there, you can go ahead and get into your account. All right, and then right here is just your payment information. No big deal. Just basically allows you to choose your payment information. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to go back now, and we're going to go down to the next section right here, which is called family shared plans. Basically, this right here shows me as the organizer, my wife as the parent and or guardian, and our daughter. Okay. What you can do from here is you can go ahead and type in another child's name, go ahead and click on it, and then send them a message. And then once they receive it, they can just basically accept it. And here you can say, ask Cameron to enter his password or send an invitation. So I'm going to go ahead and send him an invitation, and then he will get that invitation on his machine. And then we'll go from there. He'll be accepted into the family. All right, and here's you have your credit card information. We'll go ahead and go back now. This next section is all about the storage. And it's very detailed information here, so you might want to kind of take note a little bit here. So first off, the total storage is 20 gigs. That's how much I pay for. It costs me $1 a month. And then I have available 11 gigs. And I realize it sounds like I probably have too much, but that's 2 devices, and you'll see that in a little bit. And then down here below, I'm going to skip this managed storage right now. Right here below it says change storage plan. And what you can see is I'm paying for 20 gigs, I'm paying $1 a month. And moving on down here, these are the other options that you can choose from. And then, of course, you can also downgrade. All right, now we're going to go into manage storage. All right, and from up here, you can see that the photos, my iCloud photo library is a total of 305 megabytes. Go ahead and click on that. And what you can see from here is that I have 5 photos and 2 videos that are stored in iCloud, and they're taking up that amount of space, that 305. And if you see here, to manage it, you do not manage it in here. You actually manage it in the Photos app. And if you would like, you can disable or delete from right here. Now, below here, I have 5.4 gigabytes total backups with my iPad and my iPhone together. And if you notice, I can click on my iPad and it goes right in, and I can delete the backup if you want. And you can see that it was backed up 2 days ago. Now, if I want, I can go into my phone. Now, you'll notice this looks totally different than the other version, because what this does is down here below actually lets you choose, turn on and turn off the data for each individual app. So if I wanted to, if I'm having a problem with Downcast as an example, I don't want the backups anymore. I don't have enough space. Photos library is a prime example of that. What you might do is turn that off like this. And it asks you the question, turn off and delete, yes or no. I'm going to go ahead and say cancel because that's not what I want to do, but that might solve your problem. Sometimes if you're having trouble with backing up and you really have to back up, turn off your photo library. That will clear up, in this particular case, 1 gigabyte. It's a lot of information. Now, if you want, you can come on down here and you can delete the backup for this particular iPhone. That's a choice of yours. And if you want, you can click here and you can show all information for all devices. This is what is part of the backup on everything. And this list just keeps scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. This is on for every app that stores information in iCloud. And see, I'm just going to spin through here real quick. Okay. Now what we can do is we're going to go into the documents and data. Earlier it was the app and their information. Now we're talking about just the documents and data. Keynote, as an example here, has individual folders. And if I press edit, I can actually delete that folder. That folder is basically can consist of multiple documents or maybe just one. In this particular case, this folder consists of two different keynotes, one being 81 megabytes and the other one being 79. So if I want to, I can delete one or all of them. It's just up to you, however you want to deal with it. This just continues on for however many folders you have in your actual documents. And you can see all these on the Mac, and or you can see these right here. They're both the same. Now what we can do is we're going to go into iMovie just to kind of give you a different look. This particular situation here is just one movie that's inside iMovie. You can see here that this particular movie is 36 megabytes. And if I want to, I can edit it and delete it just like that. Or I could just say delete all. So this kind of gives you an idea. And once again, we have the show all, where we can just go on down and we can see all of our different apps. No big deal. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to go back and we're going to look at iCloud Drive. iCloud Drive is kind of like Dropbox, a little bit different, but it is designed to work similar. And these are the apps that are using it. And I can turn this off. I'm going to scroll down all the way to the bottom here. And this particular item gives me the opportunity to, do I want to use iCloud Drive with cellular data? Yes or no? All right, let's go inside the photos. Inside photos, we have iCloud Library Beta. And in here, what we can do is we can choose what we're going to do. Are we going to download optimized for the iPhone, or are we going to download and keep originals? It's totally up to you what you want. They're just letting you choose. In this particular option here, they're asking you, would you like to upload your photos to your photo stream? Upload burst photos. That's the question. In the camera, you can choose to take photos in a burst mode where you hold your finger down on the camera and it just starts shooting, so they can choose, so you can go back and choose which photo you like. And if you want, it will keep all of those photos on the camera roll. And then you also have iCloud photo sharing. Now, these next ones are pretty much on or off. That's all you get to choose. Mail. Turn it on or turn it off. Contacts, calendar, reminders, Safari, notes, passbook. I'll stop there. All of those are basically, do you want to turn it on or turn it off? And sometimes if you're having problems with the syncing of them, you might try just to toggle the information, turn it on and turn it off. It might help the reconnect with the servers. I found that to work sometimes. So if you're having a problem with your contacts not synchronizing, just toggle it off and toggle it back on. Be careful to answer the questions, what happens. I'm going to go ahead and turn one off. And if you notice here, it asks you, would you like to keep your contacts on your phone, or would you like to delete them? My personal recommendation is to keep them. The main reason being is when you come back in a second and turn it back on, it'll ask you regardless, what would you like to do with the contacts that are on the device? It'll basically ask you, would you like to merge them, or would you like to delete them? So, and of course, I would merge them. Now we're going to come down here to backups. And this is basically, is it on or is it off? It's up to you. And then here, we have the information here where it is, you can basically force it to back up. And you can see last night at 4:15, it backed up. Now, this is very important here in the iCloud backup. A couple things have to happen. Most important thing is the bottom sentence there. It says iPhone must be plugged in, locked, and connected to Wi-Fi. If you do not have it like that, then it will not synchronize. You can make it synchronize yourself, but it will not synchronize automatically. It's trying to save your battery and save your cellular data. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go into the keychain. And again, the keychain is turned on or turned off. Now, if you read this right here, it's basically saving your password information. Everything that's inside the keychain on the Mac and or over here is kind of combined. And so you can have, if you can type in a password over here, and then it'll be on your iPad, or it'll be on your on your Mac. It's totally up to you. It's kind of nice. I like to have it turned on because it provides nice continuity between my 3 devices. Now we're going to go into the Advanced tab here. And basically here we can change our security code, we can make approvals, and we can turn off the approvals, and we can change our phone number and or change our country. This right here is just some security settings in the Advanced tab. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go into Find My iPhone. Sometimes this name gets a little bit confusing. Sometimes it's Find My iPhone, sometimes it's Find My iPad, sometimes it's Find My Mac, sometimes it's Find My iPod Touch. They're all the same, it works the same. Now this is my recommendation to have these both turned on. The second one is new, but one of the things that's really nice about it is it allows you to send out your information right before the battery dies. It'll send the information up into the cloud and say, hey, this is where I was at. Now we're going to move on down a little bit farther into the Advanced tab. Here's some mail settings. This is how do you want to be able to be reached from your mail. Do you want to use your iCloud and your Me, or just your Me, or just your iCloud? It's totally up to you and how you choose. And then here's some SMTP settings and some advanced settings. SMTP is basically how do you receive your mail. And then these are some settings that you can play with a little bit. Right here in the Advanced tabs, you can actually choose what mailbox each of your items go to when you choose such behavior. As an example, if you're trying to send something into the drafts, which folder does it go to? And here's where you can choose. You can choose all your different mailboxes. It's basically set up for you. You shouldn't have to worry about it, but if you'd like to change it, you can. Now down here, this is something that's kind of new and confusing to some people, but how do you want to dispose of your mail? Do you want to delete it, or do you want to archive it? And think about archiving as like you're saving a copy for later. Think of deleting as you're putting it in the trash can. They're both different ways of thinking about it. I prefer putting it in the trash can. If I make a decision to throw it away, well, let's throw it away. That's up to you. And then here you can see that deleted messages will be removed after 1 week. And then S-MIME down here is just another type of protocol for mail. Whether or not you want it turned on or not, it's up to you. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and go down into Share My Location. Share My Location, basically, you turn it on or turn it off. And what this does here is allows people that I am sharing my location with to see me from what device I want them to see it from. As an example, do I want them to see me from this iPhone, or from another iPhone, or from my iPod, from my iPad? It's totally up to me. And this is where I make those choices. These are the people that can see where I am. What I'm going to do now is I am going to move over a little bit into Mail, Contacts, and Calendar. And I am going to show you how to set up a new iCloud account. Click on Add Account, click on iCloud, and then enter your information if you already have it. And if you don't have it, come down here and click on Create a New Apple ID. Don't be confused by Apple ID, iTunes password, App Store, or iCloud. They're all the same. Now here what we're going to do is we're going to go through and enter some information on create a new account. And we're just going to go ahead and fudge this a little bit just so that we're entering some information. I'm not actually going to do it. All right. And then what we're going to do is, I think this is a good option here to get a free iCloud email address. The reason I like to do that is if you use here, if as an example, say you use your Gmail account, which will work, or your MSN or your Hotmail or your Yahoo, it doesn't really matter. But the problem is a lot of people get confused. What is this, my iCloud or is this my Gmail? So focus on what you're using. It eliminates the stress of what you're trying to do. So click on iCloud, create a free iCloud email address, press next, and then just type in what you want. Now this probably is not going to be available, so I'm going to go ahead and put something at the back just to try to be a little bit different here. And we're going to continue. And it says right here, would you like to create John Doe 12345? And I'll say create. And so now it's asking me for a password. And we have to kind of follow these rules right here. These rules here specify that it must be 8 characters, include numbers, uppercase, lowercase. All right, now what we have to do is enter our password. Just going to make up something. and hope this works. I'm trying not to enter something that I can't remember. I do recommend that you write down the password. One of my favorite apps is 1Password, and that makes a great app manager. I will go over a class on that here in a little bit. Now here what you can do is just answer some questions. You know, what's your dog's name? And I named my dog QWERTY. And my what was my childhood nickname? Because my name's John Doe, my nickname was John. Where did my parents meet? Internet. And we can go ahead and say next. Now this is a rescue email. What a rescue email is that's basically something that allows them, if Apple wants to get back with you about a problem, say your account's been locked out, they can send an email to you to help unlock your account. So this is where you would use your Gmail account. This is where you'd use your MSN account or something like that. And as you see down there, this email address is only used for security purposes. So we're going to leave it blank for right now, but I recommend that you put something in there. Now, here's where we get the opportunity for email updates. Yes or no? All right, now this is basically taking us through the agreement process. This is going to go ahead and conclude the class for now, and I hope you have a good day.